The cherry blossom trees in Washington, D.C. are a beloved cultural symbol. Those tiny, delicate petals of the cherry tree are also known as sakura in Japan. The beautiful blossoming cherry trees signal the arrival of spring and are living symbols of hope, renewal of friendship, and diplomacy in action. It signifies the concept of healed wounds, everlasting peace, and enduring friendship between the two nations. In 1912, the city of Tokyo, Japan, gave about 3,000 flowering trees to the United States capital city of Washington, D.C. as a gesture of international friendship. The First Lady Helen Taft of the United States at that time, and the Japanese Viscountess Chinda, wife of the Japanese ambassador, planted the first 2 Yoshino cherry trees on March 27, 1912. The cherry trees were planted on the northern bank of the Potomac River Tidal Basin in Washington, D.C., near the area where the iconic stone lantern is today. The rest of the trees were planted around the tidal basin and quickly grew, creating the enchanting bloom we can now enjoy in springtime. This iconic stone lantern, nestled in the cherry blossoms of the Tidal Basin in Washington, D.C., is a gift from Japan to Washington, D.C. on March 30, 1954. It symbolizes the continuing cultural partnership and peaceful union that re-emerged between the United States and Japan after World War II. The stone lantern signifies the concept of healed wounds, everlasting peace, and enduring friendship between the two nations. Along the Tidal Basin area, you will be mesmerized by over 1,400 Yoshino trees, which are Washington, D.C.'s most iconic cherry trees. They are about 50 feet high and bloom into a sea of white and pink flowers with an aromatic faint smell of almonds. During the cherry blossom season, you will see families and friends sitting under the cherry trees, practicing hanami, a Japanese word which literally translates to flower watching. The cherry blossoms beautifully frame many of the famous buildings and monuments in Washington, D.C. The cherry blossoms, as lavish and remarkable as they are, only last a short time, and after a few weeks, they will peacefully fall and disappear into the ground. All this beauty in our nation's capital, made possible through diplomacy and partnership, over a century ago when those beautiful trees were given as a gift by Japan to the United States. Visitors come from all around the globe to experience the enchanting beauty of the cherry blossoms and to share the spirit of universal friendship right here in our beautiful city, Washington, D.C.